These may be kids' books, but we discuss dark themes and mature content. There may also be some explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
And so you call what you think is a normal cleaning service, and it turns out to be like a cosplay maid service. And your teacher works for that cosplay maid service at night to make extra money.
Uh-huh.
So I don't remember any of this from book 24. I have been listening and desperately trying to get a foothold.
Oh, it's Persona.
Yes.
But Chris also...
It does seem like a different persona than the books have taken.
That's
You're right.
Yeah.
Chris, we have been waiting you on the deeper levels of Animorphs books, and you're not here yet. And once you're ready, we'll welcome you in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad somebody knows what's happening because I just felt like nobody knew what was going on right there.
What did you think the Helmacrons were? Like, what did you think was going on there? Because it's...
wait, how do you mean? How do you mean?
Oh, I just mean...
what did they symbolize? Yeah, what's the deeper level of the Helmacrons? I thought they sounded like a euphemism for penis, which made it extra funny when you find out that the females are in charge.
Yeah.
Where's the penis from? Is it the etymology?
No, I
Did you
think
get
it's
it from
like
the word
helmet.
Itself, or?
Yeah, I got... Yeah,
helmet.
Yeah.
But Macron is like the leader.
Oh, you're
of
thinking
France?
of you're thinking
Is
of
that
the So not hell. So this is Emmanuel Macron if he were in the Norse version of the afterlife. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so.
Hell with one L.
That was what Chris was saying.
That is what I was saying. And then but I also what are those really good cookies that look like big sandwiches? But
Macarons.
Yes. Yeah. Also that. Right.
Not to be confused with macaroons, which are a different kind of cookie that usually has coconut, and I don't like.
Yeah.
What I'm
very
Chris,
disappointing.
You're past level 1. You're playing around on level 2, but you're still not quite where Miranda and I are. So
that's fair. That's fair. I was really lost. You guys.
Yeah. When does Animorphs get the rumor
listening
system?
for a long time. Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about what I know book 24 to be?
Yeah, no, yes. I think we can do a more surface level
analysis. Can we collapse it down into 2 dimensions for me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And could you limit when you talk about it? I don't think you need to do 5 sentences.
I was thinking, do you think 4 is too much? I was going to say 4.
I think 4 might be pushing it.
You might
just
not be
a bit,
ready.
Chris. Yeah.
Well, how about I start with 3 and we'll see if you're uncomfortable at any point, just scream.
Okay.
Into the microphone, really close. Right?
That's just a rule.
Yeah.
Listeners, please turn up your volume.
Clips.
So
yes.
Yeah. There was this one podcast I listened to where they would do this impersonation of Yoda, but they would always, for some reason, get all up on the mic, and so they would always clip, and so they started calling it clipping Yoda, but then there was a whole episode where they were doing clipping Yoda. This was my brother and me, and they were like, this is the worst audio we've ever released. It's completely, and they were right. It sounded terrible. It was amazing. All right.
A little bit of clipping, I think, adds some authenticity. I clip in real life.
I agree.
So,
Okay, so here's the thing. I actually, I did my notes yesterday, and I was like, wow, wouldn't it be so cool if you, thought of your 3-sentence summary before you sat down? But I might just include some sentences I liked from the book.
Okay, if you feel that they paint a picture of the whole book, sure.
Yeah, okay. Don't lose your ambition just because people tell you that you're going to have a hard time taking over their planet. Game recognizes game. Sentence 1. Okay? Sentence 2. I am your teacher in the ways of submission. Sentence 3. Marco literally suggests repopulating the world with Cassie at some point in this book, and I'm still not okay with that because he actually brings it back up as a callback at the very end. So it's not something he can just pass off as oops, nobody liked that joke. He doubled down, and I'm still thinking about that sentence 3.
Okay. I guess it looks like I'm doing 2 sentences. All right.
Nobody screamed, so I assume.
No, I think that went well.
You may actually be deeper than I am. Maybe not quite Miranda's, because I don't remember this line about Marco and Cassie. So,
really?
Oh, really? Wow.
No,
Okay,
I
cool.
do.
I
to get
really
back
was
to it.
pissed off earlier because Chris made a comment about my memory, but I actually think Chris is more right than they know.
I'm sorry. I was doing.
No, I
Blonde
think
Chris
you actually
in that
told me
moment.
something about myself that's actually very concerning. And
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of a way to like summarize. I've got this little paragraph here highlighted and I'm trying to.
Is it a 2-sentence paragraph?
No, it's 3.
That happens to the best of us.
No, actually it's 4. Okay, it never would have worked.
shout out to Rosray, who pointed out the origins of this whole game that we do.
That's right. I thought we did this on purpose.
Yeah.
We were like, we apparently like we made a game of it from the start. We were just like, wouldn't it be fun?
It's like, I went second and I only needed 2. And so we decided whoever was going third only got 1.
It's like
Decreasing
Miranda just came
number
and was like, I only need 2. And it's like, well,
two.
to complete the pattern.
All right.
Yeah.
Dead people can't make mistakes. Sentence 1. Cassie learns to eat her feelings. Sentence 2. There you go.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Cone-like.
That's all I got.
One sentence. The Animorphs encounter a new race known as the Helmacrons for the very first time. Or is this just the same old anti-swarm agenda in a new package?
Ooh.
Yo. Nice. Great use of ore.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You also told them a lot more about the book than Chris and I did.
Yeah, I got really hung up on like one thing.
Me
It
too.
kind of became a
The dead people can't make mistakes is really important to me for some reason.
I feel like we pass off a little bit, like, who is actually going to do an informative summary of this book?
Yeah.
No, Eddie, it's always you or Miranda.
Yeah.
It's never me.
But right,
Miranda
but
and
then
I
recognize
pass
that.
off the baton.
But then when I didn't do it, Eddie was like, "Oh God, now I have to."
But
Well, thank you, Eddie, for being the adult.
Miranda, you do often manage to sum up some thematic thing in the book in this way that's like very impressive, though. And it's like, that is true. That is a part of the book as
Absolutely.
well.
I like when that happens, but
Yeah.
mostly I'm just impressed that my intrusive thoughts managed to make a starring appearance in this.
Yeah. Shall we go into chapters 1 and 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Book 24, The Suspicion, opens with an epigraph from what is said to be the, quote, posthumous exhortation of the Emperor from the log of the Helmacron ship Galaxy Blaster, end quote. It reads, quote, "Go forth, mighty warriors, go forth into space. All the galaxies shall tremble before the Helmacrons. All will obey us. All will be our slaves. For only we are truly worthy to be lords of the universe," end quote. The first chapter then proceeds with Cassie doing the typical previously on Animorphs bit, ending with a tease. After explaining to the reader the situation with the Yeerks, she says that Earth didn't need a second invasion. Wasn't one enough? Popcorn Eddie.
We then cut to Cassie loading her father's pickup truck with a rusty bicycle. It's a Saturday morning, and she and her parents are collecting items from their farm to give away. Rachel shows up, asking if Cassie wants to join her at the beach, and notices something strange on an antique water pump in Cassie's yard. A small silvery object that looks sort of like a toy spaceship. Oddly enough, the pump is where Cassie hid the morphing cube. Cassie tosses the small spaceship in with the other junk on the truck and then gives in to Rachel's plan for today. She'll join her at the beach.
Very good.
So right off the bat, we have this new character who gets narration privileges at the beginning of every chapter.
We get these little epigraphs from the Galaxy Blaster, and they haven't come in quite yet. But we will then also we will also see the Planet Crusher. And I just gotta say, those are fucking kick-ass names. Those rock.
They're kick-ass names. It's also like, okay, we haven't learned all the details we're going to learn, but hold on to the scale of those names. Hold on to the ambition of the scale of those names.
Also,
we'll circle back to that in a little bit.
remember, but I am pleased to see that it was a posthumous exhortation of the Emperor.
Yes, I know. She carried that thread
all the way
from when they
through.
explained that the leaders are all dead because they can't make mistakes.
Can't make mistakes.
So they're perfect leaders that way. It's like it's bizarre.
There's a good note that they finally announced to us. It's almost like someone must have pointed it out by now, that the Yeerks are actually able to displace the portions of the inner ear, like the eardrum that are in the way.
Displace has a connotation that will get me through this recording session, which is you could displace as in move to the side gently without damaging.
Well, it's then followed up with drill into the skull. So
okay. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, I was selectively reading there. I'll admit it.
The ear is left more or less intact, but I guess there is a hole in the skull now. But I do like that we got that called out and finally addressed.
What part of the Yeerk have we seen? A part of the
what
Yeerk
part is the drill?
Yeah, what part is the drill? Yeah,
I think the two forepalps come together
and they just spin them really fast.
Yeah, you know when you see the swirl of toothpaste in the commercial?
Yeah,
it's like the two palps.
I was sort of thinking more because they're so sort of liquid-like, maybe they can focus and do some sort of rapid erosion.
That's what yeah. Drill might be doing a lot of work there. It might be.
Yeah, it may not be a spinning motion. It may be more of a boring, you know what I mean? But who wants to talk about that?
Yeah.
Well, so I want to take a quick detour because she gives a little history lesson on the Yeerks and talks about why the Yeerks want to take over humans so much.
Yeah.
And she says so for such flattering reasons to how infinitely adaptable we are compared to the other species. And I just want to say this is pro-human propaganda.
It is.
This is utter bullshit.
I don't think we've been given any indication in these books that the humans are infinitely adaptable. I think I think the Hork-Bajir, I know that we're led to believe they're kind of stupid, but they seem very adaptable. And I
would agree.
I will say, so here's what I would say. If I had to bring something from the book as evidence.
Oh, if you had to be a KA apologist?
Is it Chapman?
Well, the Elemist.
He is super adaptable.
He is. The Elemist brings up the diversity of the planet landscape and sort of seems to when he shows them all the different things, and when we see the Yeerk homeworld and the Andalite homeworld and things like that, it seems to be implied that the range of biomes we live in is greater than a lot of the other species that we run into.
I hear ya, but we don't live in a coral reef, so it's not a strong argument.
I agree.
Moving on.
They also say, but another thing she hits that I always can't quite wrap my head around is this idea that there's just way more of us than most other species. She's
Doesn't make sense
we
to
have
me.
numbers far greater than Hork-Bajir's, Taxons, and Ged combined.
Yeah.
And I'm why is that? What is up with that?
I think we may have actually we have a pretty clear answer to who might be more adaptable than the humans. It's the Andalites. I think they can literally. I mean, I guess they have technology.
They developed
for
the morphing technology.
Yeah.
That is what made them able to adapt. Before that, I don't know. The Yeerks, pretty adaptable, learned to get in get heads.
Yes.
Yeah, and they also are a perfect fit for all brains of a certain size. That's insane.
Yeah, if you can get in there, they can get in there. Unless you spread your brain out. Yeah.
Is it Gary Garcia for the Grateful Dead? The Grateful Dead?
Oh, yeah. The Cherry Garcia is the
guitar player for the Grateful Dead is Cherry Garcia. Jerry Garcia is the original.
Yeah.
But Gary Garcia is for the Grateful Dead. Can we talk about Rat Boy? A Rat Boy alert?
We do. A David mention. He will live and die a rat.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Ed?
I wanted to touch on a part of Cassie's introduction where she says that she has to lie, conceal, and mislead even while she is desperately trying to tell the truth.
Is that Eddie Guerrero's slogan?
No.
Pro wrestler?
And Chavo.
Slightly different.
What does she mean when she says she's desperately trying to tell the truth? I liked that. Is it literally her talking about the books?
She wants to tell everybody, I feel
honest. It's like when you draw evil in Blood on the Clock Tower or Avalon or something
and
like
it's
that.
like you want to tell the truth. You want to tell the truth, and you're even maybe like subconsciously trying to give hints to people about what's going on because you can't tell them.
Save me from these lies, right?
But she can't get it to happen.
Yeah.
She has
go ahead.
She has an interesting line describing human beings as we must seem like Aztec gold looked to Cortez, to the Yeerks. And I thought
that's the module that they just did in school.
I know,
She's
but
just got Cortez on the brain.
I thought the colonization line was like an interesting, like the direct, and
it ties us into the swarm agenda.
Exactly.
Yes, brilliant.
And then also, I just really like in chapter 2 how playful Rachel and Cassie are together and how much fun they're having and throwing dirt at each other and like.
I have to say one thing about that super quick, which is, I don't know why, but there's this cute moment where like Rachel looks perfect. Cassie is like feeling like she's not looking perfect. And she's like, I just need to see if dirt can even stick to me. And she throws a mud clod at Rachel and Rachel catches it, but then won't reveal to Cassie.
Hand.
And I'm like, so I don't know why this is the thought that I had, but I think at this stage in the books, we need code words to verify that people aren't people in morph. Like, it's just like, we know people have morphed Rachel in the past. We know that everybody's morphing everybody now. We know that David exists. We need just some sort of like verification pattern in our Animorphs. And I don't know what that is. Maybe if we can come up with something by chapter 9 or something, but I don't know what it is. But I just want we got to check. Because if the dirt had stuck to Rachel, she wouldn't be Rachel.
She wouldn't be Rachel. But would a Rachel morph come with that ability?
Yeah.
No, I think that's
something magical about Rachel. Okay,
I think it's something about her. I'm a determinist at heart, but if you did from the compatibilist lens, like if she has free will, then it's something specific to her. But shall we move on to chapter 3?
I have a quick
go for it.
And I don't know why. I don't know how anyone else recorded a book and episode in other Animorphs podcasts, because this is what we do. We go on these rabbit holes. But who has a morph of another Animorph right now? We know Cassie has Rachel.
Axe has like
Jake.
A hybrid morph of
Axe
everybody.
Has all of them.
And Jake.
Except for Tobias's human form. Yeah.
Dangerous.
And then he also
that
has
we immediately gave Axe, who we did not know everyone's morph. I haven't really thought.
And David has another human morph.
Yeah, he did mix them, but in theory, he would have access to all of them individually as well.
Yes.
I don't know if the Froless maneuver gets rid of your original thing, but
no.
And David
Axe has
had
morphed
Marco.
Jake also. He went as a date.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Back in book 6.
But he morphed Jake on purpose directly for book 6 to act as Jake for his family. Did he acquire that morph separately from when he acquired it originally?
I think we did. I think we got it on
sure.
screen when he acquired Jake.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Cassie and Rachel return to Cassie's home in their bathing suits because they were just at the beach.
Yep.
It's not weird or anything. It's just they were at the beach, but that sentence doesn't really convey that. Jake is waiting there for Cassie to arrive, having dropped off his own items to donate. But he is taken off guard by the sight of Cassie in her bathing suit, which if he had only understood she was coming from the beach, he'd understand that was perfectly normal. Cassie notices that a different tiny ship is attached to the antique pump. How did that get there? Before Cassie can investigate, the ship takes flight and zips off. Jake calls for a meeting. Oh my God.
This chapter is really cute.
Eddie, I love you so much, and I appreciate what you're trying to do in keeping things moving. But like, Jake calls for a meeting is amazing. Like, that is.
I try to keep
good.
it short, which is why I mentioned the bathing suits over and over again.
I mean, I don't have time to talk about in this chapter. I like the little blip at the beginning where like. The Galaxy Blaster is saying like that the people in the Planet Crusher are cowards. Like, it's like, what did the Planet Crushers do to deserve that? They're just catching strays over there.
Yep. They do mention that they found a strange source of transforming power. This is the first time we see them talk about that. And so like it seems like they can detect morphing energy, but the Yeerks can't. Like, how did they like get this special? Like, the Yeerks can't find the blue box, but the Helmacrons can.
As far as I can tell, we're not keeping close track of who has what power, because I don't know that it makes a ton of sense that the Helmacrons would have more technology, but
I have no idea. I have no idea what the Helmacrons have been up to. Who knows? This is our first time meeting them.
Yeah, and like we'll get into it in later stages of the books, but like, oh man, like the math doesn't math after a while. So like there's a cute moment though where they're walking up in the bathing suits though, where like Jake and Cassie get like a little moment, and Rachel like is like Cassie's like self-conscious about it, and then Rachel's like, no, he's like totally into you, and like it's a very
it's like he can't stop. He's like trying so hard to just look at her face, just look at Cassie's face. He's like he's just staring right at her face. Then he does like a quick up and down, and then he stares at her face again, and he like looks like but he doesn't smile. He just like stares really hard, and she's like, oh, he doesn't think I look cute, and Rachel's like, girl, no, that is not the face of a man who doesn't think you look cute. That is the face of a man who thinks you will be upset if, or like you will get offended if he is staring at your body. But who desperately wants to stare at your body.
And it is really there that is like, Cassie mentions that Jake is trying to keep his eyes on her face. And it does stick with, I do kind of feel like the books are also going through puberty. I feel like they were not this horny at the beginning, and they've gotten hornier. They
have.
Yeah.
And she's like, Jake is all stammering, and he's like, and Rachel goes behind him and starts to like parody how nervous he looks, but it's like making Cassie want to laugh, but she doesn't want to offend Jake. But luckily she notices the second Helmacron ship just in time to get out of this situation.
And it's very cute.
Well, and the Helmacron ships,
it's all very cute.
Go ahead.
It's all very cute. I just want to say, like,
and the Helmacron ships are now zipping away.
Yeah.
But we've sent one to Goodwill already, and the other one, we have no idea where it went.
Nope.
So the only idea we have is that it's time to get everybody together. We're calling a meeting, and we're going to end up going to Goodwill. So shall we
let's do it. Chapters 4 and 5. The Animorphs gather to discuss the little ship that Cassie, Rachel, and Jake saw earlier. Ax is confused whose ship it could be, though he's certain that it's not the Yeerks craft. The Animorphs go to the Goodwill to see if they can find the first ship that was spotted. They morph into seagulls and fly to the Goodwill. Cassie, Rachel, and Jake enter the store. They head to the back to search for the ship. But just as they do, the ship attacks them with lasers. Popcorn Eddie.
Rachel tries to attack the ship with a baseball bat, but she misses and just ends up losing some hair from the fire from the ship.
They shot her.
Yeah. Cassie, Rachel, and Jake watch as the ship lands next to the other ship that they were looking for, seemingly jump-starting it. Then the two ships float at eye level with the kids before addressing them in thought speech. The voice demands that the kids hand over the power source. It takes Cassie a moment to understand that the creatures aboard the ship are referring to the morphing cube as a power source. The aliens aboard the ship refer to themselves as Helmacrons, the true and natural rulers of the galaxy. Cassie tries to reason with the Helmacrons, but they shoot at her instead with their tiny lasers before taking off. Cassie realizes that the Helmacrons are going after the morphing cube.
I love everything about this.
it's pretty amazing.
I love the Goodwill clerk who knows everything about sci-fi. But I also
because can we talk about why?
Yeah, let's
just
go
to
ahead.
ground it. Because they say we had this one thing we weren't supposed to give away, and he's like, tell me the type of ship. Is it Romulan? Is it Cardassian? Is it and he lists all the Star Trek ships.
And then he goes, is it Babylon 5, Minbari, Shadows, or was it Star Wars? Was it a TIE fighter?
And the kids are like, we think it's Romulan, and he's like, if you come back with something other
than a Romulan ship,
you guys are in so much trouble.
But when I thought about it toward the end of this scene where they talk about getting a singeing a hole in one of the morph suits, I realized these guys are dressed like total weirdos when they walk in.
Well, a Goodwill is a good place to be when you're wearing not enough clothing.
It's true.
You can quickly solve that problem there.
This guy saw Jake in like a skin-tight shirt and bicycle shorts and was like, oh yeah, this guy's a dweeb. He's gonna know. You know what I mean? Like, they look so silly.
I don't understand why only Jake, Cassie, and Rachel go inside. Are we doing the move that we did in book 23 where some of them stay outside in case they need to burst through a wall or something? Like, why does everyone not go in?
I think it would just look weirder if 5 of them showed up. The fewer the better. They needed a boy. Cassie's dad was the one organizing the drop-off, so she could be like, oh, I'm, related to the person who did the drop-off. That's my dad. And then Rachel's charisma stat is just so high that she can, talk her way into anything if they need to. So, I feel like that was the reason they chose the 3 they did. But as for why they didn't all go in, I feel like it's just because it would be weird for all 5 of them to show up.
And it's weird. I just want to make sure we hit the flavor because it's not like these aliens are just shooting and running.
No.
They're giving mini speeches about how the Animorphs will bow down to them and about how they will conquer the earth and all this stuff the whole time. And simultaneously throwing shade at the other ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Constantly. Yeah. Shots are being fired literally and figuratively here.
Yes, very much so.
When Rachel's hair gets shot, did that, for you guys, did that take you back to Spaceballs?
No.
They shot my hair. And then, the princess, I forget her name, they shot my hair. And she's like, I don't know what to do with this gun. But then they shoot her hair, and she suddenly knows how to operate a blaster perfectly.
And then she
shoots 7 people in a row.
It's so good. I forgot about that scene.
Such a funny scene.
I will say Rachel was already willing to kill them before they shot her hair. But she has no idea how many people are on that ship. And she's like, I'm going to smash it with a baseball bat. That's my answer. I don't care.
Her big mistake is that she keeps counting to warn them. She's like, I'm gonna do it.
That's true.
I'm gonna hit you with this baseball bat. And it's like, Jesus Christ, just stop telling them what you're gonna do and just hit them with the baseball bat.
I will also say, Jake filling in for Marco's comic relief with a strike one. I think he's getting better. I think he's really starting to find his flow.
He's paying attention.
He's dropping the slow smiles. Yeah. And he's getting that
We have not heard about a slow smile in a while.
Yeah.
You know it's there, though, because there's an awkward pause in so many of the dialogues.
Yeah, that's true. I will say it is really funny. So when Cassie decides to try to bargain with them, it's right after Rachel asks if she can hit him because they say, no, we shall not let all 3 of you live. Only the one who brings us the power source. All others must feel the wrath of brave Helmacron warriors, the true and natural rulers of the galaxy. They get that bit a lot. And Cassie's like, hey, I don't know if you know, but that comes off kind of threatening. I'm sure that wasn't your intention. And they say, do you insult the flower of Helmacron space forces? You may insult the crew of the Planet Crusher, but he who insults the Galaxy Blaster will be smashed into little bits, and those bits ground into dust, and that dust will be blown away by the wind.
Yeah, it's so memorable.
And then they shoot her, and she's like, ow! And then they fly away.
Another unsuccessful parlay by the Animorphs. Oh, the only other thing I thought is, did you guys know what a nacelle was?
No.
Or a nacelle? Or it's a part of jet engines.
Is it the big
it's like
dick-shaped bits? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of dicks right now, and I don't know why. It's not helping. I Googled nacelle dick part, right? And then I got pictures of dicks here, but nothing to work with.
But it is
anyway,
like the big, it's the round cylinder bits that tend to hang off, but on like spaceships in sci-fi, I feel like we typically see them like up on top and they look like big and pretty.
That's why they refer to like a plane as being hung or well hung.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
That's why they keep them in hangars.
Oh, very good, Miranda. You did it. You saved it. You saved my terrible joke. All right, let's go to chapter 6 and pretend that was intentional.
Okay.
The Animorphs need to make it back to Cassie's farm before the Helmacrons are able to steal the morph cube. Cassie, Rachel, and Jake reunite with the others outside the Goodwill. Jake sends Tobias after the Helmacron ships, while the rest of them morph into birds. I don't know why, but like your reduced description is making me realize how fucked up these books are.
Yeah.
It's like we're morphing in books now. As the kids morph, they try to figure out what the hell is going on. To fit inside those tiny ships, they'd have to be even smaller than Yeerks. Yet they also have ambitions of conquering the entire world. Axe hasn't even heard of the Helmacrons, however. He suggests the possibility that maybe the ships are simply robotic scout vessels, and that the Helmacrons themselves are actually much larger. Rachel says that they need to quit guessing and go find out. They fly after Tobias. When they reach him, he's already in a dogfight, despite being a bird, with the Helmacron ships.
This is a pretty straightforward chapter.
Yes.
Yeah. It's excitement, she wrote.
It's fun.
I don't think we should be sending Tobias on his own for assignments or any of the Animorphs after what happened with Tobias in the whole
David trilogy.
David situation, yeah.
I know.
Well,
yeah, we gotta
actually,
give him like some time off.
We thought Tobias died in the David situation, but he was actually fine and just out of contact for some reason.
Totally.
You would think that it would make you at least update your... I think we should always be sending 2 Animorphs at a time. I understand we didn't really have...
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. It's not fair to Tobias.
Yeah, they were planning to follow him, but like some of them were already birds. Why couldn't they just go with him? Like... But
yeah, they should have also like maybe they need to concoct a plan where like they're in getaway mode in case more than one person has to chase or something like if they're keeping Rachel outside. I don't know. I like the morph description because like I don't know if they've been doing this for a while. It feels like maybe they have been, but like the hyphenated phrase "pain at a distance," is
love
like,
that.
That's wild. That's great. Has that been in other books?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think this is new, and I wondered if it was actually something about Cassie being in a stream that she was seeing through the technology better than the others. If that makes sense. Because the others all just describe it as it doesn't hurt. It kind of like itches or like almost hurts. Like you know it should hurt, but it doesn't. But she describes it as like a pain that you know is happening but don't feel, which is somehow more descriptive than just saying, I know it should hurt, but it doesn't. She's like, no, it's kind of like when you get Novocaine and you can feel that they're doing something, but you can't feel the thing that they're doing.
Which...
Totally.
It does feel a little bit like a retcon because I don't feel like we got any indication of pain early on when you would think they would be most aware of it.
Right.
They always said it felt weird, but that it didn't hurt the way you thought it should.
Yeah. But we have, in the last 5 books, I think it was, we did get a mention that there was some kind of like anesthetization from morphing.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I was thinking that.
Yeah.
That the technology makes it possible to morph without pain, otherwise no one would ever fucking do it, because it would hurt so fucking bad.
Yeah. We get a particular call out to the fact that that morphing has become so normalized for them that they kind of make small talk. They're not actually making small talk, but they're kind of chit-chatting about the situation while they're morphing. And Cassie
I think of it as locker room talk.
Yes, yeah.
Like pre-game, you know what I mean? Like, all right, what are we going to go out there? All right, it's
that
halftime.
Phrase has like a specific place in history.
I do know that phrase has a specific place in history, but also sometimes you just need to talk in a locker room. It's not that weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we? Oh, wait. I have a question while we have a couple minutes here. What was the species in the Megamorphs book where they were dinosaurs.
What were they called?
Tiny.
They weren't tiny.
They're unrelated, right?
Yes. No,
they're
all
not
dead.
a swarm. I thought they were a swarm.
Chris! No, this is actually interesting because
the Nesk and the Mercora. Oh, the tiny ant people.
Yes.
And they mentioned that they survived what happened. They survived the what do they call it? The extinction event of the asteroid.
They were like ants, and they would combine to form larger things. Like, that was their shtick.
Got it. I just, it's just interesting that they didn't die, and but it is true that the Animorphs both experienced that, so, like, they would call it out if it was a thing.
Yeah.
I do think there's a chance, and I think it's safe to say this. I don't think that comes up in this book from what I remember, but I do feel like I wouldn't be surprised if down the line, somehow the Helmacrons were actually connected to the Nesk.
Related somehow.
I wouldn't be surprised either, yeah. And if it's also worth mentioning that if they could fight an alien species that was that small then, why is it such a burden of or like a barrier of imagination in this book? Not quite sure.
Well, I feel like the Mercora had a way to fight the Nesk. I don't remember what it was, but they had like traps and plans, and like they were losing, but they had some sort of thing that kept them back. I don't remember what it was. But they were also like a conquering force. They were like, no, this is our planet.
Yeah, that's why I brought them up. Yeah. Shall we venture forward and see if memories come to us when we go through the hypnotic spell that is chapters 7 through 8?
Fine.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Chapters 7 and 8. The Animorphs approach Tobias and the two Helmacron ships in a dogfight. Rachel notices that the Helmacrons are aiming for Tobias's eyes, those bastards, attempting to blind him.
True.
That's my thing that I do.
Jake, Rachel, and Cassie attack the ships enough that they break off from the fight. The Helmacrons continue traveling toward the Morph Cube. The Animorphs check on Tobias. He's only mildly injured, but Axe brings up a good point. Why did the Helmacrons attack Tobias at all? Shouldn't they have figured that he was just another bird? There's no time to think.
Yes.
The Animorphs need to reach the Helmacrons before they escape with the morphing cube. They reach the water pump where the cube is hidden just as the Helmacrons finish cutting through the steel with lasers. Just as the ships begin lifting the cube with tractor beams, the Animorphs strike. The cube falls to the ground. Another fight begins. Popcorn Eddie.
The fight that ensues is madness. 2 little spaceships twisting and turning with 6 birds of prey in Cassie's yard. The Animorphs begin to tire. The battle requires the constant effort of flapping their wings to stay in the air. They stand no chance of keeping up with the Helmacron spacecrafts. And while the Helmacron lasers are not severely damaging the Animorphs, the talons and beaks of the Animorphs cannot pierce the spaceships either. Rachel lands, then Axe, then Cassie. Cassie demorphs and then tries to catch one of the Helmacron ships just as it lifts the morphing cube in its tractor beam once more. She chases the ship into her barn with the confidence that she has the advantage here. This is her home, after all. She finds the Helmacron ship hovering with the cube inside of the barn and demands that they release it. She points out that she and the other humans are much larger than the Helmacrons, maybe too big to be conquered by such tiny beings. The Helmacrons have a solution for that. There's a bright green flash, then Cassie begins shrinking.
So I have a nitpick that I want to get out of the way here.
All right.
This is in chapter 7 on page 30. Cassie says, I didn't think I wanted... she impacts them. She flies into the ship.
Yeah, she bumps them on the head. Where she bumps them with her head.
I know she just hit her head, so she's a little confused. But she said, that was not a good idea. The impact stunned me and made my vision swim. I didn't think I wanted to try that again. But fortunately, the Helmacrons broke off and hauled butt towards Cassie's farm, just a quarter of a mile away.
Wow.
She referred to her house as Cassie's farm.
Interestingly, in the digital version that I have, she doesn't.
That they fixed it.
They fixed it.
I think they must have fixed it. Yeah, but in my
your print
original
copy.
run, yeah.
Wait, but fortunately the Helmacrons broke off and hauled butt toward my farm. That's where it was?
Towards Cassie's farm.
That's what mine says. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Huh.
I will say, I think Axe has already figured out that they can sense morphing power, and I think my gripe here is Axe needs to be more forthcoming. I know he doesn't like to give information until he's sure.
Yes.
But, he did this with Arya last book, where he was like, no, she's certainly not acting like a controller would act. Like, where he's clearly suspicious, but he's not, like, saying it. And I'm like,
just say what you mean to say, please.
It feels like he's in a group chat that he's, like, over there, like, typing. Like, Axe, what are you doing over there? He's like, nothing. And he's actually texting with the other Andalites. Like, oh my God, they haven't figured this out yet. That's
right? It's like,
yeah.
And I think he just doesn't want to be wrong. Like, they rely on his information, and he genuinely doesn't know anything about the Helmacrons. So, like, he's like, I don't actually have any information to give them, but he's, like, getting a feeling that there must be some way that they knew Tobias was Tobias. And if they can sense, if they can, like, track the morph cube, then, and we know from Megamorphs 1 that morphing energy is a distinct kind of energy because Visser 3 trained the Valik to feed off of morphing energy.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. If you're small, morphing energy helps. That's what we're getting here.
Yeah.
If you're like a swarm.
But, good point. Yeah.
One thing that just irks me about this is like they got so into the fight that they kind of lost sight of the prize, which was like Tobias was only ever supposed to be following them, and then once in a battle was only supposed to be slowing them down. They should have just flown straight to the fucking morph cube.
They knew what the prize was, and they, instead of going forward and protecting the morph cube, they stayed to try to help Tobias, who could have just run away from them. Like, he didn't have to be... I guess he does have some singed feathers and stuff, so, like, maybe if he had run away from them, they'd have been able to line up a better shot, but, like...
Yeah.
Can I flag something here? And we don't need to talk about this at this time, but I don't want to forget it later in the book. I think there's a better time later. I'm wondering, the Morph Cube was very important to the David trilogy. The Morph Cube is very important here, but it's more driving the action. It's not actually about the Morph Cube. But is it possible that we're setting something up with the Morph Cube? It feels like they really want us to remember the existence of the Morph Cube.
You don't feel...
Yeah.
And it's moving again. Like, this is where... This is its new location, but it can't stay here now. And I don't feel like we find out where it goes after this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's funny because it is like kind of a pawn in this. It's like a MacGuffin in this story. It's just like a thing that's being moved around. And then like, but it is still the desire object. Like the Visser gets real into it later. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think we are building towards a...
I'm forgetting though that we didn't even know where it was until the David trilogy, right? Like, David had it. That's how he came.
David found it.
That's
so
right.
I forgot that it's actually newly in their possession too. So yeah. But it is something. It will drive tension now because it seems like not just Visser 3 wants it. It's now something that other creatures
that apparently other people can sense.
Yeah.
I
like that they have it in their possession. It actually adds just interesting. They now have something that people want. Yeah.
I like that the Helmacrons are technologically advanced enough to be able to sense morphing power or morphing energy and also have Draken beams, but they can't tell that they're flying into a closed barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good catch on the morphing energy thing, because I forgot that the Valik like swarmed.
Yes.
That was the thing.
He trained it to swarm morphing energy.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah.
So he clearly knows, but he trained it off of himself. They must not have anything that can detect morphing energy, but the Valik could, and so he trained it off of himself and then set it loose on the Andalite bandits.
Yeah.
Oh, one last thing. Do we think they would have thought to shrink Cassie if she hadn't brought up how small they were?
It seems like they
literally, no. Yeah, they wouldn't.
But it also
Cassie... could all of this been avoided if she just said, "You're so right," as she slowly approached and enclosed them in her hands?
Okay, this is a good point, though, because, and we're going to get into this more in the next chapters, but is their main thing that we are very small compared to other things? At least, we don't know where they've been before this. They might have been big wherever they come from. But is their whole plan to make all of their threats as small as them? Is that their thing? Because then why didn't they do that from the start?
It can't be because they're using the cube to do it.
Yeah.
And they didn't have it.
That's never been a thing they were going to do before.
The reason they pause after she says it is that they realize they can, like, shoot the morphing energy at her in a beam, which they're calling the transforming energy. And, like, so this is new for them.
But they have technology that can do that, right? They know that they have that capability, correct?
I don't think they do.
I think
they got it from the morph cube.
So they don't know what they're doing when they press that button or whatever, right?
I think they were just hoping it worked.
No, they have to know.
So maybe they have other sources of transforming energy. I mean, that's why they can detect it. They know what it is. Mm-hmm. So they must have found other sources of transforming energy in the past.
Okay.
Well, we'll have to hope to find out in chapters 9 and 10.
Yes. Yeah. Or in the Helmacron Chronicles,
right.
which I think we're a few books away.
It's a short read. Chapter 9 through 10. Cassie is shrinking. She has morphed into many small creatures before, but this is her first time shrinking as a human. Cassie has become smaller than a raccoon by the time that Tobias has entered the barn. She tries to warn him, but it's too late. The Helmacrons flash their green light one more time, and then Tobias is shrinking as well. He then attempts to warn the others, but he is becoming smaller and smaller. Marco enters the barn and is hit by the shrinking ray as well. But he is competent enough to realize he should warn the others. And so warns the others. Yeah, but he figures it out quick. Jake announces that the Helmacron ship has taken off, leaving them with just the ship inside the barn. Cassie and Tobias have stopped shrinking, though they are both the same size. The Helmacrons, they realize, must be shrinking everyone to their size. The chapter ends with Jake calling out for Rachel to get a brick. Burp. Popcorn.
Rachel throws the brick as a warning to the Helmacrons. For Cassie, Marco, and Tobias, the brick hitting the ground feels like an earthquake. The Helmacrons, however, are not threatened by the brick. Axe tries to explain just how damaging the brick would be to their ship, and the Helmacrons reply that the Andalites will one day surrender to them along with the humans. Rachel is about to attack the Helmacron ship with the brick when the second ship returns. The ship fires at Rachel, and she reflexively launches the brick up into the air. Jake dives for the brick, trying to catch it, but Axe is faster. Just as the brick is about to land on Cassie, Tobias, and Marco, Axe slices it, reducing it to 2 tinier fragments that miss the 3 Animorphs. Jake lands on the ground near the tiny Animorphs. The 2 Helmacron ships fly over him, and Jake manages to snatch the morphing cube from the tractor beam. They have the cube, but Cassie, Marco, and Tobias remain so small.
Wow.
I'm glad that they got the cube back.
Yeah, it's good.
We have a lot of Wizard of Oz moments here, getting small.
Yeah.
We
also,
have
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great moment, and it feels like it's connected to the earlier moment of Jake trying to keep his eyes on Cassie's face. I'm so sorry.
Yes, oops, all eyes.
Yeah.
Because Cassie is really preoccupied. She's like, his face is usually so handsome, but now I feel distinctly aware of this one zit on his face, which is a little
That's
mean.
as big as me.
Yeah.
Which is very small. She's very small. But you would notice. I mean, it does feel a little bit like the Futurama, like they all shrink down and Amy looks up and is like, Leela, you really should do something about your pores.
Yeah.
And then she just blows
and then
on
Leela
her.
blows her away. Yeah.
But it feels like there's like a lot of awareness of Cassie and Jake of the other having a physical body, which it's kind of been a very chaste romance attraction.
They're doing it in a very weird way in these books.
Yeah. Cassie mentions that when she shrinks, she's glad that her morphing outfit shrinks with her, which does not happen exactly with Animorph morph cube technology.
Right.
Well, it makes sense that it happens because they're using the morph cube and that it works with morphing, but they usually have to focus on it. Yeah. So, like, that's
I'll
lucky.
tell you,
but also, getting shrunk in the folds of your clothes gotta be terrifying. You'd feel like you were smothered.
It happened to Jake.
It's not just about being naked. It's about being killed. Like,
I remember that happened with Jake in the first book when he morphed into that little lizard that he morphed into. I forget what it was called. Yeah.
Green Anole.
Yeah.
Chris, you started to say something.
Yeah, Oh, I just think like down the line, we're going to have to make a decision about whether or not they had a shrink ray on their ship. Because like, it doesn't seem to track with morphing rules exactly. So it seems like they are just using it as a power source. But I don't know. This whole book is a little haywire.
It is.
As we'll get to, like when we get to this big solve of this book, it's nutso.
Yes.
Like, it's great. It's really great, but it's nutso.
I will also say Cassie is only 4 foot something, which I think is very cute. And
it doesn't really make a big difference when you're shrunk down like 100 or 1,000
No.
times.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't realize she was that short. She's like, I don't know. I was like 5 foot tall by the time I was 10, which I was like a tall kid. But like, I don't know. It's just, I was like, I always pictured them all at least like 5 feet tall because I'm like, they're like 12. Yeah. Everybody who's 12 is like 5 feet tall, right? Because I was. Like,
and it's interesting that we pick on, and I know why this happens, but Marco is, I have to guess that Marco is taller than Cassie, but all we talk about is how short Marco is.
How short he is,
yeah.
But he's being compared.
K.A.'s a bully.
He's being compared to Jake, the only other human boy in the group as of right now, who is talked about as being a big guy. So, like,
is he the tallest?
But shorter than Rachel.
Rachel's the tallest.
I think Rachel. I would draw Rachel.
I don't know. I've started wondering. I'm like, how tall is Rachel? Because they're all like, Rachel's like tall. But I'm like, Cassie says it a lot, and Cassie's pretty fucking
like,
short.
In all the previous books, they're constantly asking Rachel to get things off high shelves and stuff. Like, she's got to be like at least 6
She
feet
doesn't
tall.
even own a step stool. Like,
right.
Yeah. You know, I in my relationship, I often have to ask my partner to reach things from tall shelves, and he bought me a step stool, and the first thing I did was like complain about the step stool. Like, this won't work. This is a finicky step stool.
No, I have a solution, and it's you're gonna get this down for me. That sounds
like why would I do this? Like, what would this be?
You probably turned to him and said, "Oh, so you can put things up higher."
Yeah, which is like so antithetical to my first reaction anytime there's a step I can step on, which is to step up on it and go, "How does it feel? How does it feel now that we are the same? Do you see me differently? Do you respect me now?"
I don't know what we're gonna do now that we're this small, you guys.
Small.
I don't know. Like, I really hope that when we get to the next chapter, something starts making sense. Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I will say
this is like,
that she correctly
crazy Helen worthy.
She correctly identifies that eyes are like a fluid.
Gross. Yeah.
And that they
I don't
are
like thinking about that.
They are being shaped by pressure in your eyes. Like
wow.
they could.
Oh yeah.
That is how eyes work. It's one of like I worked for an eye doctor very briefly, but it was one of the things I started noticing was like always wrong about corpses, and something that like if you talk to like morticians and stuff, like they have to put little things in their eyes to like keep them like
out.
Wait.
Yeah, basically.
Why? What happens? Do I want to know?
They sort of deflate.
There's no body pressure anymore.
Yeah, they sort of so they go like flat and they like lay back.
Okay.
And that's apparently what we're leaving with
No,
you,
no,
sorry.
dear listeners.
Please, Chris, wait.
Rachel, get a brick.
I know we have a perfect boop, boop, boop moment, but there are things I'd like to talk about that I forgot.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We're going long. Okay. I'll make these quick. Marco, when he starts to shrink, he says, "No one come in," but then he says, "Actually, Rachel, you can come in," which I
right. Like he's being a bit of a jerk.
Like
and like Chris, you said like a Wicked Witch or a Wizard of Oz thing was going on because he says, "Oh, she gets to be the Wicked Witch, but I gotta
the
be
Wicked Witch gets to stay tall, but I have to be the leader of the Lollipop Guild."
Yeah,
and then there was
it's an old reference.
it is.
we get when Marco enters the barn, he has a huge galumphing form, which I thought was funny.
Galumphing.
Yep. Yeah, galump.
And I just found it funny how this final section, so much of it centers on a brick as a weapon, which just seems so ridiculous. So yeah, Those are my notes.
They're scary. Have you ever had a brick thrown at you?
They are. I actually liked how simple it was. That's what they had available to them. That Rachel was like, I'm going to throw a brick at you if you don't give up the morphing cube. And,
it's like the other one. And apparently she's got good aim because she hit the other one. Like, the other one flew away because Rachel hit them with a brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about, actually, great point. Why the fuck doesn't Axe know what a brick is, but the Helmacrons know?
No,
yeah.
it makes
what happened
Well, no,
there?
they don't. They don't know what a brick is.
They don't.
They refer to it as a brick weapon, but then why does he go describing it as an oblong thing? They do know what a brick is. They know that a brick is in Rachel's hand.
They learned it very quickly. They said that thing that she threw at us is clearly a brick. And he's like, I like to do text speak. So I'm going to refer it to, which also an oblong cube? That's not even
not
a thing. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Also, the 3 Animorphs that they shrunk were the 3 smallest Animorphs.
True.
Yeah, that's a crime. Yeah. That's a
And we just were reminded of how
crime.
small Tobias is as a hawk last book when he slipped out of the cage. Yeah.
Yeah, I do
so
like
true.
that they make it clear now that they are shrinking everybody to the same size, regardless of what size you started as. So Tobias and Cassie are now the same size. So for all intents and purposes for her, despite being tiny, Tobias is a person-sized hawk.
Yeah.
Like, he walks up to her and is the same size as her and a hawk.
Which I think is not as cute. It's not as cute, though, I don't think.
No.
Not as cute,
that's scary.
but cool.
That's like turkey vulture territory.
Oh, fuck.
Do you guys remember
vultures.
that song from a few years ago? The Kylie Minogue song, Padam Padam?
Yeah.
Because we need a remix of that with Galumph Galumph.
Ooh.
Galumph Galumph.
Chris?
I hear it and I know.
It's in your queue now, right after the Animorphs musical. I think you have to make it.
Oh, no.
And honestly,
It will be a
could
huge
be,
hit.
hey, maybe we make it a jukebox musical and we put it in.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll win Eurovision with the Kylie Minogue song.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, man.
Thanks for listening to Anidorks. We'll be back soon with lots more to say. Until the Andalites return, or at least until next time. See you soon.